What's up there, YouTube? Still Christmas Eve. Second video of the day. My wife's looking at me grinning like she tells me I'm a goober for doing this. Yeah. She's running away. She don't want to be in the picture in the movie. So she's blushing even a little bit. She's so pretty. I wish she would come be in the picture with me. We'll break her out of her shell eventually. Okay, this is what we're working on this morning. We get 2 Christmases in our house. Tonight we go over to my mother-in-law and father-in-law's house for Christmas Eve dinner and Christmas presents for the kids. Their house tomorrow. We go over to my dad and stepmom's house and do it with them. Well, my mother-in-law wants a traditional dinner, so I am not a big fan of the spiral cut ham. No, don't get me wrong, I love them. They're good, but this is my favorite, just a boiled ham. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it different this year. I'm going to smoke it in the smoker. And then some Tennessee porterhouses. That's right, some smoked bologna. I did this once before for the church, and it was a big hit. And I'm going to do it for you today. Got one to take over to my mother-in-law to try, because she likes trying new things. And I'm thinking she might like it, she might not. My wife, she can't get past the fact that it's bologna. She just says it's bologna. She's going like that to me right now. She's sitting over here thinking I'm weird. Then she told me to stop. She don't want to be in the picture, so I have to tell you what she's saying and doing, because she's so cute. And then this one here is to take over to my parents' house tomorrow. My stepmom loves barbecue bologna, and let me tell you something, son. I make a mean barbecue bologna. It's good. You forget it's bologna. Everyone except for my wife forgets it's bologna. So let's get started on how we do these. First things first, we've got to brave the cabinet to find what we're going to put them in. Man, a lot of stuff under there. What are we going to put them in? What kind of dishes are we got back here? Holy crap. Okay. I think this one here will work great with the ham in. Yep, that's perfect. Perfect. There we go, find one. We can put the 2 bolognas in. I think this one may do. Nope, that's not big enough, is it? Next, that one back. See, the trick is, after they go in there, they both have to fit down in the smoker at the same time. Our loaf pan here will work just fine. There, they'll both fit down in that loaf pan. Now, I'm going to see if I can talk Jenny into holding the camera. We're going to go out and set up the smoker. Follow me. This is my smoker. It's a Brinkman Gourmet electric smoker. Got it on sale winter of last year. Past winter at Home Depot for like 40 bucks. It's a great deal. Electric smoker. What we got to do to set it up, I got to go rob the electrical cord off my plugging in my air compressor. That's the smoker right there. We fill this pan up with water. This here, it goes down there in the bottom. Then we plug it in and let it start getting hot. Let me go get it. Today may be just a little too chilly for a t-shirt outside. Look going through the chaos. See, I told you she's cute. My wife made that sign. She's the one holding the camera right now. So we plug it in. She'll start getting hot. This will fill up our water tray. Nothing fancy to this, just some water. Add some humidity to the smoker, I guess. I don't know that when you're doing a roasting pan or something like that, I don't know that it's 100% necessary, but I always use it. And here I've got my smoking chips going. I prefer hickory, but I didn't have any hickory. I did have some mesquite, bought in a little bag like that from Walmart. It's not very expensive. Just little chips like this right here. And you put them in that water. You're supposed to let them soak for at least a half an hour. Put them in there all morning. They should be nice and wet. It's now 9:30. They've been in there since about 7:30, so they should be plain fine. All right, now we're just going to take this out here. Yeah, the smoker's getting hot. Put the pot down in there. Take set it down in there. Just before we put the meat on, we'll come out and get it to smoke it. That on so it holds the heat in. Now it's time to get down to business. Alrighty, the thing we're going to do first, because this is what everybody is interested in, is the bologna. So, cut it on top. On a good sharp knife. Keep my knife sharp. Do, of course, open the bologna. And take this little red skin off. After we've done that, if you can get in close on this, but people will try to get funky in the way they do it. What I do is just little slices like this right here, and because it might be hard to see, I usually take a little notch out the top, just like that, just so now I know where to stop at. Diagonal ones like this. What this is for is to allow what we're gonna, the smoke and the mustard and the brown sugar, the Coca-Cola, to get down in there. Coca-Cola. Then we just turn it around and do it the opposite way. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to win any contest on beauty. It's baloney. So we just want to cut it so it tastes good. We've done it all around the side. We just slices across the top for the same purpose. I just light pressure with the knife. How deep? I don't know how deep it's going. I don't have a micrometer out measuring it. I just take the knife. It's the light pressure. Of course, I keep my knife sharp, and Just go across the top of it like that. Now, what we do, some Dijon mustard. So it doesn't have to be just a real fancy brand. It's great value. Walmart's house brand. Shake it up. And then the same way I do my shaving cream gel, you know, when I lather up the shaving gel after I'm done, you know, put the little lotion on my face. Do the same thing with the Dijon mustard. Squeeze it in my hand like that. Just get it all nice and rub it into your bologna. I'll rub it down in there real good, like mustard all over it. Right. The next step we're going to do, I'm just going to take you through one, then we'll shut the camera off and do the second one, and I'll show you how they look and before we put them on the smoker. And we're also going to do the ham. I'll show you how to do the ham too. Next thing we do, we add brown sugar. There, YouTube. We were out of brown sugar, so Jenny had to run to the Dollar General up here around the corner real quick and get a package of white brown sugar. While she did that, I went ahead and prepared the other bologna. So now we're going to set this aside because we'll need it for the ham. Next thing, now I'm going to tell you something. This is nothing real fancy. Of course, it's bologna. Why do you need fancy for bologna? But I have found in life, the only times I've ever won anything in any kind of contest is when I kept it simple. When I tried to do something crazy and extravagant and cool or whatever, it always bites me in the butt. Whenever I do it simple, it's usually a big hit. The kids love it. My wife will usually love it unless it's bologna. Everybody loves it. I'll win first place in a barbecue contest cooking chicken, you know, stuff like that. So just want to take the brown sugar and rub it into the bologna real good. You want this to form a nice yummy crust. I don't really worry about the bottom too much because it's going to be sitting in Coca-Cola. Yes, Coca-Cola. Coke makes everything better, including Daddy. Okay, we're going to up a little bit out here so I don't have to keep sticking mustard crusted hands into the bag. Rubbing that brown sugar, that yummy sweetness of the brown sugar all into the bologna. You really can't have too much brown sugar. I find that to be true in life. More sugar the better. And I put a nice little bit of glob on the top so it'll get nice and crusty. And I'll do the same thing on the other one. Sugar right there. Rub it in. When we scored it, that made this where this brown sugar has a place to get in, and then the Dijon mustard will kind of help it to stick and be tacky. Rub it in. Crust on top there. Drop it into my pan. Now to wash that off my hands. Special thanks to my lovely bride here for manning the camera for me. The secret ingredient to life. Jenny would disagree. She would say Diet Pepsi. But she calls Diet Pepsi Coke. But you have to forgive her. She's weird. She's calling me here for doing this right here, just doing this channel. Alright, I'll pour a little bit on the top just to kind of start the caramelization of that brown sugar. Then you just want to coat enough Coke in the bottom of the pan to kind of fill the bottom up a little bit. And then we're going to, since I'm fixing to start on the ham, set this over here. What I want to do, because after I do the ham, I want to put it straight forth into the smoker. So I want the smoker to be going a little bit. So we're going to go put a handful of chips in the smoker so it'll go ahead and start really doing its thing. There's a little door on the front. Over here, man. On the front of the smoker. Be careful. It's hot. But you just open that joker up. See the heat coming out. You get down in there. See the element's nice and red. I just take one handful of the smoking chips. Drop them down in there. Be careful. It can burn you. It is hot now. Set that aside. And by the time I'm done with the ham, that thing will be roaring pretty good with smoke. I'll show you that in a minute. Now for the ham. I remember one year, my mother-in-law, she said, well, I didn't get a good ham. I got one of these canned hams. And I told her how much I loved it, that I thought this was the best ham, my favorite ham. And she didn't believe me. She thought I was making fun of her. My wife had to tell her, no, really, that's the ham he likes. So now, every year for Christmas, I get some boiled ham. What's that?
And Easter.
And Easter, and on Easter. Christmas, I smoke a turkey in that smoker out there. And it comes out good. Okay, now what I like to do here is I'll go ahead, because this thing has juices in it. Drain those juices off. Because you don't want that mess all over your cutting board. It'll run off all everywhere. If I don't already have a mess to clean up. But dump the ham out. And then on these you just score the top. Score the top of the ham. Nothing too fancy. Score the top of the ham. Now, sometimes I'll use cloves, sometimes I won't. But I really like cloves. But that is ground cloves. We're not going to use that. We're going to throw that down the sink. Well, I don't know if we have whole cloves. The ground cloves, oh, it sure smells good though. Yeah, that's our spice cabinet. There might be some whole cloves in there, but I think we're going to forego it for this trip. Okay, now. I'm sorry, what?
You can mix a little of the powdered in with the brown sugar.
Mix a little bit of the powdered cloves, and well, that's not a bad idea. I think what we're going to do is keeping it simple for this one here. We'll just take a little ham, a little Dijon mustard on the ham. I don't do the whole ham with it. I just kind of the top. This one. One thing you'll see is I wash my hands a lot. And just kind of rub that in. What you would do with the whole cloves is where you scored it at the intersection, where it crosses like that, where you scored it. You would take a whole clove and stick it down inside that score, not deep, where you could still see the clove on the top of the ham. And you would put that in there, and then after it's done cooking, you pull the cloves out. And what it does is it causes that whole clove will release its yummy goodness down into the ham and make it taste really, really good. The clove just adds a nice little flavor to I like it to the ham. Now once we have the ham like that, we're just going to set it down in the pan like so. Let me wash my hands again. we're going to take a little bit of the Coca-Cola, basically the same thing we did on the bologna, just kind of right over the top, just to kind of start the caramelization, and then enough Coke to fill up the bottom of the pan. And the Coke gives a nice little caramelization kind of process, and the acid and stuff in there really breaks down good with the juices of the meat. And I want to show you the top of the bologna. See how that's already, that brown sugar in the Coke, the reaction it's having, turning all golden brown instead of that red color that the bologna usually is. I can already taste it. Ooh, it tastes good already. Alright, let's see if our smoker's going. Oh yeah, come look at this. You can see all that. Smoke's already coming out. Morning, Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas. How you guys?
Good, good. Go ahead and stick that down in there. Like so. Before any of you say it, oh, you're not supposed to use the good stuff and it discolors it and all that. You know what? It can smoke can discolor the pan, but it doesn't change the functionality of the pan. So you can run out and spend money on aluminum pans, disposable foil pans, all you want. Me, I'm going to make it work with what I got. I've got this stuff, most of this stuff we got 15 years ago for wedding presents, and it doesn't look too discolored to me. And I don't care if it does discolor, it still works just the same. And in this house, we worry about functionality. Drop our ham down in there. Now I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes, and for the next hour and a half I'm going to go out every 30 minutes and throw a handful of smoking chips on there. I had 3 handfuls of chips soak it, so every half an hour for the next hour and a half I'm going to throw a handful of smoking chips on there. Let that cook undisturbed besides the smoking chips. Let that cook, don't take the cover off, for the next 2 hours in the smoker. There's only one temperature on that smoker. A little smoker, you just plug it in and that's the temperature it's at. So I'll let it go for about 2 hours, and then I'll check the internal temperature, just make sure it got good and hot. But the thing about that boiled ham and the bologna is all I'm trying to do is infuse the smoke into the meat. They're already cooked. You could pull them right out of the package and eat them cold without touching them, and they're safe. They've already been cooked. So you don't have to, it's not like cooking raw chicken or raw turkey or raw pork where you got to bring the internal temperature to 175, 180 degrees or something like that to make it safe to eat. All you have to do is you want to infuse the smoke into the meat, because after I'm done, one of those bolognas is getting wrapped up in foil or cellophane or something, stuck in the refrigerator till tomorrow. The ham and the other bologna are going to get covered up, and they're going to go over to my mother-in-law and father-in-law's house for supper tonight, sometime around 6 o'clock this evening. And right now it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. So, you talk 2-3 hours from now, it'll be 1 o'clock. So those are going to be nice and cold before we take them to their house. Now, after you're done, you can stick them in the oven, heat them up, or you need them cold, whatever you want. I'm just trying to get that smoke flavor in there. Here we'll leave it, and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like after I'm done. I'm not going to show you me going out there putting, you already saw how I put the chips in the smoker already. Kind of be redundant to do that for the next hour and a half every 30 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done when I go to take them off. So we'll see you in a couple hours. Alright there, YouTube. It's time to pull the bologna and the ham off the smoke. Let's go take a look. Oh, that looks yummy. Right there, that looks like some good stuff. Pull the ham off first. And then the bologna. And I go and plug the smoker, then we'll cut a piece off. We got to taste it. plate. One we will start off with. Maybe one of the balloons. Ooh. Right there, you can take that, put it in the skillet, fry it, a little mustard and cheese on it, make a sandwich out of it, or do like we're going to do and just cut it in little pieces and make finger foods out of it. Like some good bologna. Now let's try a little piece of the ham. Piece of that ham. Love that ham too. Alright, YouTube, there it is. Got smoked bologna, smoked ham. Both of them pretty easy. A little bit of Dijon, a little Dijon mustard, some brown sugar, Coca-Cola. Usually I prefer a mixture of hickory and apple wood smoking chips, but I had some mesquite here, so I put the mesquite in, and oh, it's yummy too. Merry Christmas, and until next time.